guys, my name is Sarah. I run LaraCroftCosplay.com, aka ToonBreederCosplay.com. Today I would like to show you 3 tutorials to help out all the Lara Croft cosplayers that are attending the Lara Croft cosplay meetup at the San Diego Comic-Con this July. I'm going to show you today how you can make 3 of the items that Lara Croft carries in the new Rise of the Tomb Raider game that's coming out in November of this year. So pumped about it. These items are all made from foam, which means that you can get them into the convention and nobody will hassle you about them. The items are Lara's axe, her revolver, and her combat knife.
We will begin with the Russian revolver, and for this you will need a foam board, craft foam, a glue gun, some glue sticks, a blade. You will need brown and black acrylic paint. If you need more of a reason to just make your own instead of buying a replica, that will cost $100 to $150. For one, the weapon pictured in the reference photos is a top break revolver, which means that the frame is hinged at the bottom of the cylinder. Releasing the lock and pushing the barrel down exposes the rear face of the cylinder. The Nagant M1895 is the only thing that is close enough in real life to resemble Lara's gun. It is a swing-out cylinder, which means that the cylinder is mounted on a pivot that is parallel to the chambers, and the cylinder swings out and down to the left in most cases. Lara's gun is also missing an extractor rod, so it makes it a really inaccurate model if you are going for extreme, accuracy. So this can be a little bit complicated, so what I did was make a template that you can download off of my website. It comes in 2 A4 papers, and it is to scale, so you can just print and cut. All the pieces are thankfully labeled, so you'll know what I'm talking about just by looking at the template. You will need 1 A and 2 B's. So 2 of the side pieces and just 1 main. The main one will have the trigger and the hammer on it, so you'll know that's the main piece. All I did was just tape the template onto foam board so it's secure while I'm cutting, and just basically trace it. When you have all 3 pieces, you can begin assembling your revolver, at least for this part. All I did here is just use hot glue to put it together. Remember that the hammer and trigger piece goes right in the middle of the B pieces. And once they're all glued, I started to carve the outside to make them all flush and line up nicely, because no matter how careful you are, the 3 pieces will never be flushed together. So next you'll see me make the barrel, which is the C piece. It is made out of craft foam instead of foam board this time, and all you have to do is just roll it up, and as you roll up, put more glue into it so it's really nice and secure. Once it was rolled up, I cut both ends to make them more level, and just made one end more hollow than the other so it looks like a barrel, and then glued it to the frame of the gun. Next we'll be making the grips. The F pieces are the inside of the grip, so it looks more plush and rounded. So once you've got your F pieces on either side, you use your G pieces to complete the look and finish off the grip. Next we will be using the D piece in order to make that figure 8 around the in between the barrel and the frame. Next piece is the cylinder, which is the 12-inch piece that comes in the second page of the template. Just make it out of craft foam and roll it up. Make sure the holes are on the outside. And finally, when it's rolled up, just glue it to the frame of the gun and make sure that it's right in the middle when you look down the barrel, like so. All you need is just a few more details. The H pieces are the ones that make it look like it is a top break revolver. And then you need your sights, the front sights. And after a nice coat of paint and a few more details like the screws that I made out of just hot glue, you're pretty much all set. All you needed was just a little bit of craft foam and foam board, and as always, it is convention safe. This piece is the axe, and there's a lot of confusion about what it actually looks like. So I'm here to tell you that although it is inspired by the Rebel DMM axe, it does not have any holes in it. The handle looks completely different, and these are screenshots from the actual game. And the render that you see is actually ripped right from the 2013 game. So that's what it looks like. Now, for this axe, you will need the following: foam board, craft foam, screws that are hex head bolts. You will need plastic placemats, black and red paint, preferably Tuscan red if you can find it, X-Acto blade, scissors, and silver spray paint. So to begin, I have made a template available on the website that you can print on 2 A4 pieces of paper, and you can just tape together, and then you'll be able to just craft from that. And it also comes with a separate template for the blade itself. You can see here that I've made 3 pieces. The axe has 3 layers. 2 of them have the grooves in them, and one of them is the centerpiece. It doesn't have any like holes in it. I've made a mistake, but then I just erased them. As you can see here, the one of them is facing out because once you start cutting, the side that you're cutting is always nice, but the underside is always horrible and just very messy. So the trick is to flip the template and draw the other side facing out differently. So as you can see here, so basically both sides of the axe are going to be nice and neat. I hope that made sense. I'm using an X-Acto blade obviously here. So it's starting to get dull, but I do recommend that you get a fresh pack of blades. It will make the process a heck of a lot easier. Next, I used the blade template on a couple pieces of placemat. Now, this might be really crazy to you guys, but placemats are awesome at reinforcing foam board. I am cutting 2 right now at the same time, so they are the exact same shape and size. What we will do is, I've lost the footage of me cutting that piece of foam board into the shape of the blade, but essentially what you're going to do is just glue those 2 pieces of plastic on either side of the blade. I've had some accidents with the axe, and this way it'll be strong and it won't break off. So next, the middle piece, I have just, as you can see, I've cut it out. Now, to make sure that the blade lands in the exact right spot, what I do here is just place the blade where it goes and then cut away the excess foam board. So when you assemble it, you can just slide the blade right in and it just falls right into the exact spot. Now you can see me using hot glue to glue all 3 main pieces together. I really recommend hot glue because it is amazing at gluing foam board together. Once that's done, you can move on to cutting away the bottom of the 2 outer layers. If you've noticed, I did not put any glue down there towards the end so I could do this. And then I've made a hole in the middle layer, so just so it looks like the concept art in the game. Next, we will be just carving away at all 3 layers to make sure that they are all level and flush together, so it'll give a nice finish to the axe. And the masking tape, when it goes on top of all of this, it will just look perfect, or at least, you know, give it a nice, you know, finish. I just use hot glue again to, you know, make sure that it really sticks on there, and you can feel free to cut away at the excess like I'm doing right now, to make sure that it's all neat. Next, we will spray paint the blade silver. If you can't get aerosol, feel free to get it in acrylic. And you need black and Tuscan red. Give the axe about 2 coats, I would say. Do the first coat, let it dry, and then go back and do a second coat. It will just look way better. Finally, we will make the adze, which is the opposite side to the blade. I winged this, but I will put a template to what I just did, and you can just carve it from that. And then I just folded it, and I used some glue in order to make it stay that shape. Hold it together for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and it will stay that way. And then just spray paint it silver. Next we will paint the handle black. Don't have to be neat here because the masking tape is going to correct any errors we make. And put some more glue on the adze. And just glue it on the axe. Next we will be making the holes for the screws, the hex head bolts. It should be easy because it's foam board. All you have to do is just cut into it with your X-Acto blade. A screwdriver also works equally well. It should be easy to actually push those through. If not, just make the hole bigger and bigger and bigger until it can be, you know, until it's big enough to actually accommodate the screws. It's the only real part of the axe, so, you know, you shouldn't be bothered. You shouldn't have any problems at, you know, weapons check. Next, you'll see me wrapping some masking tape around the handle and at the top of the handle, and then make another hole for the third and final hex head bolts. Next, I'm cutting a small detail piece that will go right at the very bottom of the handle for extra accuracy. And then using it as a little guide to make a second one for the other side. And that's supposed to be for the screw. Now this is it completed and weathered, and just feel free to take, you know, creative control over this. You can make the blade look disgusting and rusty. You can make it look bloody. You can just do whatever you want to this, you know, axe. As you can see around the screws, there's a lot of mud. The masking tape is all dirty, so it looks like dirty bandages. So yeah, just do whatever you want to it. Last but not least, the combat knife and sheath. You will need foam board, a toy sheath, X-Acto blade, craft foam. You'll need a glue gun, glue sticks, mesh tape, and an old 9mm ammo pouch. Oh, and plastic placemats as well for the blades. This prop is also impossible to find, and you would never be able to bring it into a convention if you did find it. So your only option would be a private photo shoot, but again, you would never be able to find it. So this is your next best option. What you see me do here is just put 3 layers of plastic together and make the blade out of them. After you've cut the blades, you can just start by gluing them all together. This will make for a strong yet flexible and safe blade that will not bend, you know, if you hold it up, or, you know, it'll look real, but it's completely harmless. And then I drew the handle out of the reference photo into a couple pieces of foam board. I made it only 2 layers this time around. It seems sufficient. I use my X-Acto blades to carve it out. Once I had my 2 pieces, I went back to the blade and I made the serrated edge by just carving it out of, you know, right into the plastic with my X-Acto blade. It was soft enough that it actually worked. And then placed the blade in between the 2 foam board pieces. Now you can stop here and just move on to the next step, but what I did was I used a spare piece of Worbla that I had lying around to cover the handle with it, to add to you know, its strength and make sure that if it ever gets wet, it won't fall apart. But if you don't have the Worbla, you can skip this step. It's really not necessary. So yeah. Next, you'll see me making the top of that handle out of Worbla, but you can totally make it out of foam board or craft foam actually, and reinforce it with some Mod Podge, which is like a clear coat that makes it hard and strong. Next, we'll be working on the sheath. What I did here is just take that toy sheath, plastic sheath, and cover it up with craft foam in order to make the design on the outside match the reference photos. Next, I spray painted the blade silver, then went back to the sheath and painted it forest green. I actually added a little bit of olive green there too. By the way, this is a quick rundown of the tutorial, but the video is available on my YouTube channel in full. And then went back and painted the handle black. Now whether your sheath to taste, it's mostly kind of like whitish. Now it's time to use that mesh tape. All you do is just glue it onto the handle and then go back and use some brown paint, or I gave it a base coat of black paint to make it blend in and make it seem like the handle has texture. And then I gave it some brown, I gave it a coat of brown later. Next, it's time to use that 9mm ammo pouch, which is going to be the backing for our sheath. It also comes with Velcro and a clip and a swivel hook, so it's easily attached to your belt however you want it to. And because the blade is thin enough and there is an actual sheath underneath all that, it fits in perfectly and it's pretty much all done. Some final detail would be there's like a screw in the handle, and the end piece of that sheath has some silver in it, and you're all set. The great thing about all of this is that two things. One, it's completely convention safe. You won't be hassled by the security. And the second part is it is so cheap and it's just accurate as well. So it's cheap, accurate, and it's convention safe. And you'll be able to complete all this in less than a day. You know, so just you got the templates on the website. If you have any questions, you know, I'm always here. And thank you so much for watching thus far, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.